As we continue with this series of Wisdom for Living, today I'd like to ask the question, where can one get true wisdom? My name is Jotham Munene, and you are getting me on CITAM ChurchOnline. Welcome. Let's go to Proverbs Chapter 1, and we'll not be reading the whole chapter because of time, obviously, but I will be picking 1, 2, or 3 verses here and there in these chapters. Today we look at chapter 1, verse 7, 8, and 9. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. That is what we read in verse 7. And now 8 and 9 says, "Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They will be a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck." One of the things you will be seeing in Proverbs, and in fact, wise sayings generally all over the world, whether you're talking of Jewish wisdom or whether you're talking about African proverbs, metaphors are there a lot of time, because a metaphor can say more than a simple word can say. So, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. True knowledge. True knowledge and wisdom comes by fearing the Lord, having an awe, a reverence for the Almighty, for God. And if you're watching this video and your life is not going as well as you'd like it to be, one reason could be that you do not have the fear of God. What does that mean? It means you begin acknowledging God. It means that you need to begin praying. Say a prayer, when you wake up in the morning. Lord, guide me today. Maybe you need to attend church. When were you last time in church? Because just the act of going to church alone means that you acknowledge God. You respect that there is God. And that is how true knowledge that works begins to develop. Of course, watch CITAM Church Online. It gives you it's part of the fear of God. Another way that shows that you're fearing God is where you are careful about the things of God. If you hear people discussing negative things about Christianity, negative things about servants of God, you would be wise to stay away from such discussion. I'm not saying that some servants of God don't go wrong. They do, and we need to hold them to account, but there is a lot of talk that shows no reverence for God. So one of the things you need to do is to begin by respecting those He has called, and not be in a hurry to discuss things that you are not aware or sure about servants of God. When you succeed in your business, when you make a good sale, appreciate God. Say things like, it is by God's grace I've done this. A story is told of this gentleman who was going to sell a cow in a market. And when his way, he was asked by a group of people, where are you going? He said, I'm going to sell this cow and I'm going to make a lot of money. And they said, why don't you say rather, if it is God's will, I will sell this cow and make a lot of money. To which he said, no, I don't need to say that. Today is market day. The cow is good. It will fetch money. So he went, sold his cow, but fell into the hands of robbers who took away everything, all the money that he had. Now he had to go back home empty-handed. And because he had rushed to the market, he met the same group of people that they had talked. And they asked him, hey, my friend, where are you going? And he replied, if God wills, I'm going home. Now, you need to be a person who can say, God willing. That is the fear of God. Just the acknowledgement that you do not keep yourself, that you did not create yourself, gives you that fear of God, and there's a beginning of knowledge and understanding. When I say knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, these are the things that make you successful. But they are the things that make you the kind of person who attracts favor and blessings. Then it says that you are to listen to your father and your mother. That if you do that, it's like you have a garland of grace. Garland, like you put flowers when you win the Olympics. And like a chain to adorn your neck. It makes you beautiful when you follow the instruction of your parents. Now, of course, we can broaden that, because actually in the Hebrew language, father can also mean grandfather, which can also mean other fathers that God has put around you. But your father and mother, biological father and mother, must be respected. Every time they speak to you, always give consideration to the advice they are giving. If you are not a person, you don't have to do everything they tell you, but you at least should consider, because they have been through the path you are trying to go, my friend. So there are three individuals that you need to listen to as you aspire to be a wise person. And we are following the wisdom of Solomon, which was given directly by God. Three people. One is the Lord. We say we fear the Lord. Number two, your father. Listen to your father. Number three, your mother. Here there is no gender bias. There is no superiority here. Father, mother are all channels through which God uses to give you wisdom. Why is father and mother so relevant? It's because they are the people who understand your context more than the books you are reading in school. The book you are reading maybe was written by somebody in another country, but your father and mother have walked exactly the same path you have gone. They know the pitfalls to avoid better than almost anybody else other than God. So three people. Pay attention and listen to what God is saying. Listen to what your father says and to what your mother says. And you're on your way of becoming a wise individual. May the Lord bless you. This has been CITAM Church Online. My name is Jotham Munene, the senior pastor, CITAM Mombasa. And I'm glad you're watching. I invite you to respond, ask questions, comment using the contacts below. Thank you.